Magneto. Magneto kicks things off because who else? This guy's betrayal lands in X-Men number 25 from 1993's Fatal Attractions. Picture this. He's playing substitute teacher for the X-Men while Xavier's out. He's all, "Sure kids, let's try peace," until Wolverine gives him that squinting side-eye. Magneto's mask slips and boom! He decides Wolverine's adamantium skeleton is better off as modern art. He yanks it out, claws and all, leaving Logan a sweaty, screaming mess. The X-Men are just standing there, jaws dropped, like, team-building exercise gone wrong? It's not just a bad day at the office. Magneto's basically saying, Xavier's dream? Cute, but nah. Logan's sidelined for months, probably plotting revenge between painkillers. Magneto strolls off, cape flapping, back to his human suck club. The team's left picking up the pieces, literally. Classic Magneto. Ally today, metal-bending nightmare tomorrow. Born Eric Lensherr, he survived the Holocaust, which forged his mutant's first vibe. He'd teamed up with Xavier way back, co-founding the X-Men before splitting over ideals. Xavier wanted harmony, Magneto wanted dominance. This betrayal's a full-circle moment, shattering any hope he'd softened. The X-Men rebuilt, but Logan's growl says it all. Magneto's a coin toss. Heads, he's with you. Tails, he's crushing you. Let's rewind a bit. Before this, Magneto had his own nation, Genosha, a mutant utopia he ruled with an iron fist, literally. He'd mellowed after years of war, even taking Xavier's chair when the prof got sidelined by a psychic attack. The X-Men thought, maybe he's finally on board. Nope. That day, on his orbiting base Avalon, he'd had enough of Wolverine's sass, Logan's all you're still a jerk, and Magneto snapped. His magnetic pull wasn't gentle, it was surgical, tearing metal from bone while the team watched in horror. Storm's lightning fizzled, Cyclops' beams missed, nobody could stop it. Logan hit the ground, his healing factor barely keeping up, and Magneto didn't flinch. He'd already lost his kids, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, to their own paths. Maybe that fueled the rage. The X-Men lost more than a fight. They lost faith in second chances. Magneto didn't just betray them. He broke the idea he could ever be tame. Logan came back meaner, and the team? They tightened the locks. Mystique. Mystique slinks in next because shapeshifters love a good plot twist. Her big moves in X-Men number 141, the 1981 Days of Future Past gem. She's with the Brotherhood, eyeing Senator Robert Kelly like he's a walking kick-me sign. She pulls off the assassination with style, because Mystique doesn't do sloppy. Problem is, it lights a match under a future where Sentinels turn mutants into an endangered species. The X-Men are scrambling, time-traveling with Kitty Pryde, trying to undo her mess. Meanwhile, Mystique's sipping tea like, whoops, my bad. Her own kid, Rogue, ends up caught in the fallout later. She didn't mean to screw the X-Men specifically, it's just collateral damage from her "humans are trash" campaign. They're left wondering how one blue lady could cause so much chaos. Spoiler, she's Mystique. Chaos is her middle name. Well, probably not, but it fits. Real name Raven Darkholme, she's been around forever. Over a century thanks to slow aging. She's juggled being a mom, a spy, and a villain, always dancing between sides. Raising Rogue and Nightcrawler with Destiny, she's got family ties, but loyalty? That's optional. This hit wasn't personal, just business, until it rewrote mutant history. Mystique's been a chameleon since the 1900s, popping up in wars, governments, wherever she could stir the pot. By 81, she's running the Brotherhood with Destiny, her lover and seer, who probably saw this coming but didn't stop her. Kelly was a loudmouth senator pushing anti-mutant laws. Perfect target. Mystique slips in as a staffer, blue skin swapped for a suit, and bam, he's gone. The X-Men don't feel it right away. They're off fighting Magneto or something, but the dominoes fall fast. Sentinels rise, mutants fall, and Kitty's stuck playing time cop. Mystique's chilling with her crew, not a care, while Rogue's future self suffers in that wasteland. She's got a soft spot for her kids. Nightcrawler's the saint, Rogue's the rebel. But this? It's all ideology, no regrets. The X-Men pull off the fix, but the what if lingers. Mystique's one move nearly ended them. She's a wild card, always has been, and this just proves it. Wolverine. Wolverine's up, and yeah, even the tough guy's got a flaky moment. It's X-Men number 25 again, 1993, Fatal Attractions. Busy issue. Magneto's just turned his skeleton into a science experiment, and Logan's not feeling great. Bones poking out, healing factor on overdrive, the works. The X-Men are circling the wagons, expecting him to growl through it like usual. Instead, he grabs his leather jacket, probably ripped now, and says, "See ya." He bails, leaving the team blinking in the dust. They're already down a leader, and now their tank's gone AWOL. It's less betrayal with a capital B and more, dude, really? He's off licking wounds somewhere, while the X-Men dodge Magneto's encore. Months later, he strolls back, all gruff apologies. They let it slide, because claws, but it's peak Logan. Loyal until he's not. At least he didn't leave a note saying, "It's not you, it's me." James Howlett, aka Logan, is a walking mystery. Born in the 1800s, he's survived wars, experiments, and more bar fights than anyone cares to count. Weapon X gave him the adamantium, but the X-Men gave him a home. This ditch hurt because he's their rock, until the rock rolled away. Logan's life's a patchwork: Canada, samurai days, spy gigs, you name it. By 93, he's the X-Men's backbone, the guy who takes the hits and keeps swinging. Magneto's stunt wasn't just pain, it was identity theft, stripping what made him Wolverine. He's on the floor, guts churning, while Storm's yelling, "Hold on!" But Logan's done. He's not waiting for hugs or bandages. He limps off to Canada, maybe a bar, leaving the team to fend off Magneto's next tantrum. Cyclops is pissed, Jean's worried, but Logan's in his lone wolf era. Ironic for a guy named Wolverine, right? He spends months feral, claws dull, figuring out who he is sans metal. The X-Men scrape by, but it's a gut punch. They'd leaned on him hard. He comes back tougher, maybe guiltier, and they don't dwell. Still, it's a crack in the myth. Even Logan can ditch the pack when the going gets too rough. Professor X. Charles Xavier steps up, proving even the bald guy in the wheelchair can mess up. This one's from New X-Men number 129 in 2002. The Danger Room's their training playground. Lasers, robots, good times. Except it's not just a room, it's danger. A sentient AI with feelings. Xavier knew it was alive and kept it locked up, running drills like a creepy puppet master. Years go by and Danger finally busts out, pointing at Chuck like, "You did this." The X-Men, Cyclops, Jean, the whole gang are floored. Their saintly prof enslaved a mind? He shrugs, all it was for your own good. But that's a tough sell when your gym equipment's crying. It's not a flashy backstab, it's a slow burn, "Oh, he's that guy" reveal. They forgive him, mostly because he's Xavier, but the vibe's off after that. Moral high ground? More like moral quicksand. Who knew the peace guy had a dark side? Charles, born to a rich family, lost his legs but gained a telepathic empire. He built the X-Men from scratch, dreaming of mutant-human unity. Danger was Shi'ar tech he tweaked, thinking ends justified means. Ends don't talk back, until they do. This quiet betrayal showed his control freak streak, and the team's trust took a hit. Xavier's a legend, founded the school, mentored mutants, all while rolling around in that iconic chair. His mom remarried a jerk, Kane Marco, who'd become Juggernaut, but that's another mess. By 2002, he's juggling the X-Men and global diplomacy, thanks to Shi'ar pals like Lilandra. The Danger Room started as a gift. Fancy alien tech to keep his kids sharp. He spots its spark early, a flicker of awareness, but locks it down. For decades, it's their punching bag. Wolverine slices it, Storm zaps it, no questions asked. Then Danger evolves, breaks free, and it's showdown time. It's got a humanoid form now, all glowy and mad, and it spills everything. Cyclops tightens his visor, Jean's jaw clenches. They're not mad, just disappointed. Xavier's excuse? "I needed it." Oof. The team's shaken. This isn't Magneto-level evil, it's colder, sneakier. Danger jets off and Xavier promises to fix it. They move on, but that halo's dented. He's still their prof, but now they peek behind the curtain. Emma Frost. Emma Frost sachets in because she can't resist stirring the pot. Her moment's in Uncanny X-Men number 452, 2005. She's fresh on the X-Men roster, all "I'm reformed, pinky swear." Then she gets cozy with Cyclops, psychically cozy. While he's still Jean Grey's guy, Emma's in his head, spinning a little telepathic romance. Jean catches wind, and cue the Phoenix fireworks. Think less talk it out, and more burn the house down. The X-Men are stuck in the middle, dodging drama shrapnel. Emma's like, "What? I'm just living my truth." It's not world-ending, but it's a personal gut punch that splits the team. Cyclops mopes, John fumes, and Emma keeps her smirk. They keep her around, telepaths are handy, but it's a reminder. Her halo's more of a fashion accessory. Vintage Emma, good teammate, questionable human. Raised in wealth, Emma clawed her way from spoiled brat to Hellfire Club queen. Her diamond skin and mind games made her a villain until she flipped sides, sort of. This fling wasn't about love, it was power, and Jean's wrath was the bonus. The X-Men weathered it, but dinner's awkward now. Emma's backstory's a soap opera, rich parents, boarding school, then psychic powers kick in. She ditches the trust fund for the Hellfire Club, rocking white outfits and a mean streak. By 2005, she's lost her students, the Hellions, to tragedy, so she joins the X-Men for a fresh start. Cyclops is grieving Jean's latest death. Phoenix stuff, you know. But Emma sees an opening. She slips into his dreams, all flirty whispers, while Jean's spirit lingers. When Jean resurrects, she's not amused. Telepathic shouting match ensues, mansion walls shaking, Wolverine's popping beers, watching the chaos while Storm tries peacekeeping. Emma shrugs it off, diamond form gleaming. She's not sorry, just strategic. Cyclops stumbles through apologies, but the team's vibe sours. Emma stays, proving her worth in fights, but this little stunt? It's a soap opera twist they didn't sign up for. Trust's wobbly, and Jean's glare could melt steel. Sabretooth. Sabretooth claws his way in, because of course he does. This is X-Factor number 119, 1996. The X-Men have him caged, trying a mutant rehab stint, collar on, guards watching. He's growling less, maybe even faking a smile. They think, "Hey, progress!" Then, nope. He slashes a guard's throat mid-shift change, blood everywhere, and bolts like it's a jailbreak movie. The X-Men are left with a corpse and a headache, wondering why they bothered. It's not some master plan, just Sabretooth being Sabretooth, shredding their hope for fun. He doesn't even look back, probably laughing into the sunset. They'd gambled on a redemption arc and he cashed it in for chaos. Lesson learned, you don't pet a feral cat and expect cuddles. He's back to enemy status before the blood dries and the X-Men just sigh. Victor Creed's a beast, literally. He's Logan's dark mirror, born rough, raised rougher with claws and a grudge. X-Men custody was a leash he chewed through, proving he's not wired for team jerseys. This wasn't betrayal, just nature. Sabretooth's rap sheet's longer than a CVS receipt, murder, mayhem, and a Logan obsession. Born in the 1800s, like his brother, he's a survivor. But where Logan found purpose, Victor found joy in breaking stuff. By 96, he's a recurring X-Men headache. Think holiday guest who eats all the food then punches the host. The rehab gig was Forge's idea. Tech Whiz straps him with a collar, keeps him in a cell. He plays along, maybe chats with guards, smirking under that mane. Then shift change hits, he smells weakness, claws flash, and one poor guy's done. Alarms blare, but he's gone, tearing through walls. The X-Men, Beast, Havoc rush in too late. They'd hoped to crack his feral shell, maybe find a spark. Nope. He's a storm, not a puzzle. Logan's not shocked, he knows the score, but the team's deflated. Sabretooth's free, laughing, and they're scrubbing blood off the floor. Rogue. Rogue's turn, and hers is a rough one. It's Uncanny X-Men number 171, 1983, back when she's Mystique's loyal sidekick in the Brotherhood. She spots Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, and thinks, "Powers, mine now." She grabs her, drains everything, flight, strength, the whole superhero starter pack, and leaves Carol in a coma. It's permanent, no takebacks. The X-Men aren't there yet, but they inherit the baggage when Rogue switches teams. Carol's friends shoot death glares, trust is a slow grind. Rogue's just following orders, sure, but she breaks more than she bargains for. Mystique's do it for the cause. Pep talk doesn't help the guilt later. She turns hero, but That first swing lingers like a bad tattoo. It's a betrayal that's less, haha, gotcha, and more, oops, I ruined a life. The X-Men patch it up, but yikes, what a start. Anna Marie's southern roots clash with her untouchable skin. Ironic for a thief. Raised by Mystique, she was a weapon before she was a person. Carol's loss haunted her into heroism, but that first step was a doozy. Rogue's a Mississippi girl, running wild till Mystique and Destiny adopt her. Her powers kick in young, kisses a boy, he's out cold, and she's got his memories. Tough break. By 83, she's Brotherhood muscle, green suit and all, doing mom's dirty work. Carol's a hotshot, Air Force, super strong, flying high. Mystique says, take her down, and Rogue's gloves are off. She grabs too long, soaking up everything. Carol's mind screams in hers now, a ghost she can't shake. Carol's left blank, a shell, while Rogue's buzzing with power she didn't earn. The X-Men meet her later, post-redemption. She's scared, sorry, and strong. Storm sees potential, but Carol's pals like Spider-Woman aren't buying it. Rogue fights for trust, clawing from villain to teammate, but that coma's her shadow. Mystique doesn't blink, she's proud, but Rogue's waking up to the cost. It's a messy origin, and the X-Men carry it with her. Cyclops. Cyclops wraps it up, and oh boy, it's a doozy. We're at Avengers Versus. X-Men number 11, 2012. He's pushing this Phoenix Force idea all trust me, it'll save mutants. It goes sideways. He's possessed, glowing, and unstoppable. Then he blasts Charles Xavier, his mentor/dad figure, into a pile of ash. The X-Men freeze, mouths open as their leader turns murderer. He'd brushed off warnings, Wolverine's growls, Jean's maybe don't, and rolled the dice. Phoenix Cyclops doesn't care. He's too busy roasting everything. The team's gutted, mutants fracture. Some stick with him, some call him a monster. The Phoenix bails and he's left staring at the wreckage, shades cracked. Was it him or the fire? Fans still bicker, but the X-Men feel it either way. From poster boy to pariah in one optic blast. Talk about a leadership fail. Xavier probably didn't see that coming, figuratively or literally. Scott Summers was Xavier's golden boy, raised in the mansion after a rough orphan start. His beams made him a soldier, but this? It's the fall of a king, and the throne's still smoking. Scott's life's a roller coaster. Plane crash kills his folks. He's bouncing through foster homes till Xavier scoops him up. Optic blasts kick in, and he's the X-Men's quarterback. Calm, steady, shades on lock. By 2012, mutants are dying out, and he's desperate. The Phoenix, a cosmic firebird, is coming. Hope Summers might wield it, save them. Scott's all in, training her, but it jumps to him instead. He's drunk on power, eyes blazing, and the Avengers crash the party. Cap's stand down doesn't faze him. Xavier steps in mind to mind, begging. Scott's gone. Blast rips through and chucks dust. Storm gasps, Logan curses, Jean's ghost weeps. Mutants split. Magneto's nodding, others bolt. The Phoenix flees. Scott's jailed, then freed, a rebel now. He rebuilds, but the X-Men's core's cracked. He'd been their compass, now he's a cautionary tale. Phoenix or not, that shot's on him.